conditioning that they went through. It was just really, it's a phenomenal 45 minutes for me.
Guys, final subject here, and we're going to jump off in about less than 5 minutes. We're seeing a lot of sporting events that are being postponed or canceled immediately. Obviously, NASCAR is postponed until May the 10th, but of course now with that Virginia shutdown order, it might be until June 10th now that there might not be, or May 3rd actually, was the race was supposed to have been lifted.
Supposed to take place on May 9th.
Right. May 9th was supposed to be the race at Martinsville, but it sounds like it's not going to happen.
It won't.
And looking like possibly Memorial Day at Charlotte is what the last thing I was told by Ed Fossil at Charlotte Motor Speedway yesterday when we were talking. We're seeing a lot of sporting events. Are they jumping the gun too early, gentlemen? That's my question on our final subject topic tonight. We're seeing the Masters be played in November. We're seeing the Kentucky Derby be in September. The Indianapolis 500 in August instead of May. They canceled the Grand Prix of Monaco. Bruce, you and I kind of hinted on this a little bit during the Sports Power Hour subject earlier tonight. Football games on hold, looking like they possibly can start their regular season hopefully on time. You've got the new schedule implemented where there's only going to be 3 preseason games, 17 regular season games with the new teams added to the playoffs in each conference for the NFC and the AFC. Are we jumping the gun maybe a little too quickly because of this pandemic in postponing sporting events that are further down the trough? Brandon, I'll let you go first, and we'll call it a night on the roundtable.
No, I think we aren't, because the pandemic is still raging. The United States hasn't flattened the curve yet. It's likely still going to be around in May. This is all precautionary here. Remember, the goal is to flatten the curve so we can enjoy sports later this year. If we're all out and about, going to the beaches in Georgia or lining up at the polls in Wisconsin, we are spreading this thing around, and we are further delaying the restart of American sports.
Wait a minute. You're thinking they messed up by letting people go to the polls in Wisconsin today to vote?
They're all standing right there side by side. They're spreading it around. They're breathing on each other, touching each other. Absentee ballots or mail-in ballots would have worked better.
See, I don't agree.
I
do not. Now, I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I do not agree with mail-in ballots. I think that is an absolute easy way to have voter fraud, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I think that if you have to postpone or,
that could have been an option too.
But to do online voter registration or post registration, and here's the thing: the powers that be in the government, they are pushing Trump to try to do these kind of things, and he keeps telling them, "No, we are not going to do this." So,
well, that's a discussion we can have at another time. But what I'm saying, my main point is, let's try not spread this thing around. Just keep social distancing, and this will be over sooner rather than later.
Mike Guerin.
Well, I think, this hit everybody just out of the blue, and nobody really knew what to do or how to do it. They made the decisions. I know the second that they lift the sanctions will be boys. That's just, I guess they felt like that was the best interest for their sport.
Bruce Barrett.
I think we need to be patient, and let's make sure that everything is safe to do. I think that would be the best route to go. Let the CDC and the Trump's coronavirus committee that he has in place, I think he's got some very, very good people working with him on that. So we need to really just be patient. I know it, guys and our listeners out there, they're probably thinking this thing sucks and we can't watch sports, live sports now. And I couldn't agree with you more. But I want to make sure that our people are safe.
Right.
And I think that's paramount. And going back to elections real quick, I find it very interesting that Virginia, the governor of Virginia, extended the shutdown of the state from May the 10th, when May the 9th
or June 9th or June 10th. Yeah, June 9th was the GOP, and June 10th he lifted the order. Yeah.
Yeah. I just find that interesting.
Political agenda. 2 words. Bottom line. Daniel Moore, final questions, and then we're out of here, brother.
I mean, I don't know if we're really jumping the gun per se. I mean, I think it'd be better to maybe cancel things, and that way everybody's kind of got it in their minds. And I mean, you know, if we are able to enjoy sports later on and everything kind of goes back normal, then that'd be kind of a pleasant surprise. But I mean, like we said before, this thing is real, and I mean, we do need to, I guess, do our part to, depending on how much it's spreading, do our part to stop it from spreading.
I think in closing on the show that there definitely is some events that I believe got jumped a gun a little too early on postponing. Maybe things that are about 2 months in advance, April, May. I could understand that. Maybe the Indy 500, I could understand that being postponed. Maybe the Grand Prix of Monaco being canceled, I understand that. The Masters, yes. Kentucky Derby, yes. But other things down the trough that were like in July, June, August, and pushed later on in the year, no, I do not understand that. I think this too will pass, and I think it's going to be a lot over quicker than people have anticipated. Hey, guys, great show. Great job on the roundtable. We talk about any and everything just like we had tonight. All the archives will be up here in just a few moments. And remember, by the way, you can check out all of the archives on all of our shows, including Baseball with Trey Snyder or Baseball Talk with Trey Snyder, the Sports Power Hour, the Roundtable, Full Throttle, Red Clay Life, all on crnsports.org. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and Podchaser. For all of our crew, including Brendan White, Mike Garrett, Bruce Barrett, Daniel Moore, for Andrew Laird, Trey Snyder, that were not here, I'm Wesley Outland. God bless you all. God bless America. Keep on praying. Oh, and by the way, happy Easter to you all. He is risen. Take care.
This episode is an exclusive production solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction, transmission of the accounts without the express written consent or permission is restricted and prohibited. To hear this replay or other previous podcasts, download on iHeartRadio, iTunes Radio, and TuneIn. As always, this show is for you. Thank you for listening.
Looking for a life insurance company that specializes in what you actually need? Protection. Call Danny today with Symmetry Financial. Danny is certified in all 50 states, which means Symmetry Financial is not limited and has over 30 companies to choose from. Symmetry Financial has proved time and time again that their options and pricing is just better than the rest. Give Danny a call today at 828-994-1681 to see how Symmetry Financial can make life simple. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.